All right, hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you guys how we use one picture as basically scissors to cut out another picture. Kind of how we have this Notre Dame logo cutting out a Notre Dame picture, right? And so I'm going to show you guys how to do this with a bear. So the first off is I'm going to outline this bear, and I'm going to do that by hitting Select, Subject. And it's going to take a moment to think, and you're going to see these little white lines outlining the bear, right? I call them little marching ants. Now it's not perfect, and so of course you can click the plus tool. Like I see down here, it kind of missed a little bit of its paw and stuff like that, but I won't take too much detail just for the sake of time. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this button right here. It's called the layer mask. I call it the clipping tool. And you clip it, and now I have just the bear, right? Now the bear is kind of taking it up. So now I go File, Place Embedded. And I'm going to bring in, oh geez, I got all sorts of stuff. I'm going to bring in this one right here. Okay. So I got these mountain climbers going on. So I'm going to upscale it a little bit, maybe a little pixelated, it's fine. I'm going to turn down the opacity of this picture a little bit just so I can see where the climbers will appear in the bear. Hold down Shift to kind of stretch this picture a little bit. Kind of get all over the paws, and that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to bring my opacity back up. I'm going to hide this, and then I'm going to go back to the layer, select Subject. And it's going to give me that outline again. And I'm going to want to make sure I'm getting the paws again and stuff like that. So as you can see, like right down here, it missed that little paw again. So I'm going to use this and that. I'm going to make sure to get as much detail as I can. If you really wanted, you can grab that lasso tool and add things and subtract things from the picture to really get those details. Now, if I open up this eyeball and go back to my mountain, what I see is the outline of the bear on the other picture. So make sure you're on the new layer right here. Look at my layers and make sure I see that outline. And what I'm going to do is if I click here, I clip it. In reality, I just have that bear, but I have an exact copy of that bear from the other picture. And then I like to play around with the opacity bar a little bit just so you can kind of see the two inside of one another. Now, if you download this right now as a PNG, it'll go for a white background. But if you want to add your own white, background color in, add a layer. So you got a new layer. Grab your paint bucket tool and paint that layer with whatever color you want. Now, take that color and put it behind everything else, and now you got yourself kind of a cool little background effect going on. I'll show that again really fast, right? So I got my eagle here, right? So I'm going to go select the subject. I'm actually going to keep that black background. I like the black background. I'm going to let it do the bulk of the work here as it selects the subject, but I also want to get all these feathers down here. So I'm going to use my quick select tool in this case, and I'm just going to really quickly try to get as much of this picture as I can. Again, detail, detail, detail. If I really wanted to, I could zoom in and get all these little feathers. File, Place Embedded. I might have done this a little out of whack. Yeah, I see I just lost my select tool. No worries, it wasn't like it was hard to do. Select Subject. Make sure I have this little plus sign on here. When it gets all selected, I can really quickly grab these feathers again, just like I did earlier. And now, if I go to that new picture here, I can see the outline of the bird. Make sure I'm on that layer, and I clip it. And then I, of course, like to play with the opacity, and there's all sorts of things you can do, but now we have a very cool looking effect. Anyways, that's how you use the layer mask or the clipping tool to create some really cool effects.